Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Sunday Drive, sponsored by Midtown Mattress in downtown Lindsay. And this month's Sunday Drive is a little bit different because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We are not driving. We are sitting in our living rooms at home. And I am joined by Shirley Eagleson. Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Pamela. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the Sunday Drive. And this month we are going to talk to Shirley about Trishs Wish Foundation and their many years of fundraising and also keeping Trish's memory alive in the city of Kawartha Lakes and how things have changed during this pandemic and what you can do to help. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this edition of the Sunday Drive. Tell me a little bit, first of all, about Trishs Wish Foundation. What is it and how long has it been around?
Trishs Wish Foundation has been around. This is going on our 17th year. We help young adults between the ages of 17 and 25 who are dealing with any type of illness or have been in an accident. We've been giving money to each individual family depending on their need, whether it be with meds or medical or some kind of special equipment or just expenses going back and forth for these treatments.
And how many people a year would you say that the foundation helps?
Each year has been differently. We've had 20 families in a year. We've had 10 families in a year. So it just depends on what is happening, with each of the individuals. Once we take on a client, and as long as they're between 17 and 25, we help them the whole time. So like one year we might have to give them $1,000, or it could be up to $5,000, depending on their needs.
And when was Trishs Wish Foundation formed? Was it 2004?
2004, yes. We had our first walkathon, which was for Trish. It was pretty amazing. We surprised her with it because Trish didn't want help, but she needed help. And it's like a lot of families though, because nobody likes to ask for help. And that's what we're here for, to help you. Trish, after the walk, was very thankful and appreciative of all her friends and the community that came out to help us. And Trish's wish was for us to carry on. Trish was a very giving person, and this is her gift to carry on to help whoever needs the help between 17 and 25.
And you mentioned Trish because it was kind of her journey with cancer, right, that started this whole thing. And I keep reading, seeing online, all of her friends and people who over the years still continue to remember her. She really made a lasting impact on her community.
She really did. She was fighting cancer for 4 years, and she never gave up. She always had a smile on her face. She had her hair done in pink. She did whatever she could to keep going. She was a determined lady to just keep going. The fight wasn't going to bring her down, and she would do anything for anybody.
Yeah, that's the impression I got from reading about her online.
Yes.
So she was diagnosed with cancer when she was 16 then?
Yes. It was the Terry Fox cancer. It started in her knee, and then they went in and removed it. And then for 4 years, it just kept coming back into different parts of her body.
So she basically was in the fight for that entire 4 years.
She was. It was. My daughter was a big part of being with Trish, so it was hard on the family, her friends, just the fight to keep going. She would be in the hospital, then she'd come home. She would even go into her. There was a swimming meet she was in. She was so determined. She was doing it, and she did do it.
So Trishs Wish Foundation, how much money have you guys raised over the years?
Over the years, we have raised over $300,000, and we've given it pretty well all away. There's not much left in our bank account other than what we just received from the 100 women.
That's so amazing. So $300,000 over the last number of years has gone back into the community to help others. all in the name of Trish.
Yes.
Her
Yes.
family must be so proud.
They are. They are. No, we keep in touch, and it's, they say, good going, girls. You know, they're proud of us for keeping it going.
And you mentioned the 100 women. So this year things are a little bit different because you can't have your walk, and you usually have it the first Saturday in June, right?
Yes,
Every
yes.
year. You can't have that this year, or you're not having that because of the pandemic, the COVID-19
Yeah.
pandemic.
Usually this time of year, I go out, the Trishs Wish Foundation, we go out and we collect money from our corporate sponsors. Usually we bring in about $5,000 to $7,000 alone from these corporate sponsors. So in this time of need, I don't have the heart to ask anybody for money, because it's hard for everybody to survive and keep going. So I hope next year I will see everybody when I come for my visits. Because I enjoy going around, because a lot of our corporate sponsors have been on board since the beginning. So like people say, Shirley, why don't you send them the email and they'll send me, back whatever they want to donate. But I enjoy going in and saying hi to everybody, and I appreciate everything they've done over the years.
So you've had to change things around a little bit this year. So you mentioned the 100 women. You got, how much money did you get from them?
The 100 women in
Worth the Lake?
last November, we got voted and we received $17,000.
That's so amazing.
I know, that is so amazing. This 100 women group, I know there's also 100 kids and 100 men. It makes, when it comes to fundraising, it's not easy asking people for money. So with this group and being nominated and receiving the votes, it just makes it a little easier for a foundation to have a little bit of extra money in your bank account.
And this year it's going to come in handy, right?
Yes, because now we've had to cancel our walkathon, which is one of our biggest events of the year. We usually raise anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000 at this event.
Wow. Okay. So you've canceled the walkathon, but you have the money from 100 women, and you're also changing things up a little bit with a ladies' night coming up in November.
Yes, November 13th, we have, sorry? Oh, I saw the fingers go up. Yes, I'm really hope that we'll be able to have our ladies' night. Last year's lady night, we had 25 vendors, and it was very successful. We had a bit of a fashion show, which we're hoping to do again this year. This year, we're going to go with 2 floors. Last year, we just had the main floor of Mackey's Celebration. So we've got it booked for both floors. So let's hope it goes.
If you were to go on a Sunday drive in the city of Kawartha Lakes, where's your favorite place? Where would you go?
Little Britain, because I like going by the cemetery to say hi to Trish. Yes. She has an angel in the cemetery there, so it's really nice going by there to say hi. And
you've been basically volunteering with Trishs Wish since it started in 2004. Yes. Why do you do it? Why is that so important to you?
I've always wanted to help give back. It's just, I just love doing things for my community and being a big part of Trish's life. And it's just dear to my heart. I don't know what to say.
How many hours? I mean, you're the one of the main, if not the only person that's kind of putting all this together with other volunteers, but it must take a lot of time and effort on your part.
For when we're gearing up for the walkathon, yes, it's a lot of time, because I am going around to the different sponsors. How many hours? It doesn't matter. I just enjoy doing it, being there and carrying it on. It's just, I know people say, can't believe we've kept it going all these years because it's so small, but it's so dear to our hearts. And I think because of what Trish stood up for, or was what Trish meant to everybody, it's her spirit. Even at the spirit run at the high school, like when you go to that, you get chills, the sun shines, and it's just, it's hard to describe because it's just part of Trish, right?
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Thanks for all that you do for Trish's Wish Foundation and to keep Trish's memory alive as well. It's really important. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for the drive, the tour in our living rooms.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pam.
Take care. Stay
You
safe.
too. Be safe.